Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are making an MPC ONE Plus. So all you music producers need to get on this. Okay, so first of all we are gonna computer's on a bit of a go slope. So first of all we're gonna start with a cube. Oh my days, it's like a proper slow at the moment. And the size, so the X is 0.275 by 0.275 by 0.055. Boom, there we go. So that's our MPC. Thanks for watching. Okay, so this is the MPC ONE Plus. I actually used to have one of these, so we're just gonna paint it red. At some point today. This might be a really long tutorial. Right, so this is our base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into edit, select number 3 and select that top one. We're going to add a new material. So I've already done this, and that is just create an image. I'm just going to grab it. Assign it. We're going to go into UV editor, and then we're going to A, and then scale it up. G to move it about. S to scale so it just fits on there nicely, and maybe rotate 90 minus, like so. So we just cheated a little bit. Voila. I'm joking. I joke. No, so we're going to put the buttons on there. I mean, if you wanted to leave it like that. Oh dear. So we're going to create a cube. Just going to scale that right the way down because that's way too big. We're just going to go on the top view. Scale that down to there. We just need to G on the Z. G on the Z, like so. So these are all going to be our pads. Wow, we're on a proper go slow today, I tell you. Okay, and then shift. So we want to duplicate on the X. Oh my days. Shift D on the X. Shift D on the X. Could do moving over that way a little bit. And then we can just select those 4. Shift D on the Y. Shift D on the Y. Shift D on the Y. Okay, so there's our pads done. So I guess we could just make them that color and then just drag onto each one. I suppose really, if we'd have thought about it, We could have just done the one and then duplicated, couldn't we? We're only going to do the top and front of this. Okay. So now we can just select that, Shift D on the Y. And now we can just scale that down to that. To the size of the buttons, look. Like so. And then just bring that up. So we're going to give this we're going to change the color to white, obviously. And then we're just going to duplicate on the X. Like so. And then we can obviously Shift D on the Y. We'll find where all these buttons are used. So we can just chuck them on there. Shift D on the Y. You can see where we're going with this. Keeping it nice and simple, easy to do. Shift D on the Y. Shift D on the Y. Shift D on the Y. Okay. And then Shift D on the X. So we can make this one a little bit smaller to fit there. Like so. Shift D on the X. And again. It's beautiful. I've got those buttons on there. And then Shift D on the Y and we can bring them over to here. Shift D on the Y. Smooth that. I did used to like my MPC ONE, but I never really used it that much. I'm more FL Studio, if I'm honest. I mean, I've been using that for like years, and then I thought I'd give this a little try, but I don't really get on with it. Oops. And then this one's going to be dark grey, so we can change that to dark grey, and then we can duplicate this one. Actually, Shift D on the X, bring it down to here. Shift D on the Y. This one here, Shift D on the Y, but that needs to be red. So we'll just change it to look a light red. In fact, we could change it to an emission. Like so, just crank that up to say 5, just so it glows. Right, what have we done? So we've done all the buttons, I believe. Yep. We've got these here. So let's just create a cylinder. I'm just going to crank up the vertices to 64. And scale that down. Like so. I'm just going to go into top mode again, scale, and bring that up. Right, I think I said I did used to have one. So what we'll do is I'll scale that up to there. and then put, go to edit, let's do reset the scale, Control R, let's put a couple of loop cuts in there, and then this one we'll select faces, so Alt and that top, and we just want to scale it. In fact, let's just take that loop cut down, so GG on the Z, just scale kind of like that. And again, that is the dark grey in there, so that we can just shift D on the X, make sure it's aligned, shift D on the X, shift D on the X. So those are in there. We can just take one of these, actually, shift a D on the X, hit that top, scale it up like so, get it in the center there. I mean, what we could do is rotate X 180 and then bring that down into there, select that, let's do a Boolean, generate Boolean, select the object, click apply, and then hopefully, yeah, there we go. And now we can just rotate X 180. So it's now sat in there like so. And then we can do another mesh cylinder, scale it down. So this would be for the headphone jack on the front. So we need to rotate Y 90, scale, and then let's just scale that up a bit. Sort of goes somewhere around there. Yeah, I think around there. And then we can create a Boolean in there. So we'll select that, add modifier, generate, Boolean, select the little thing there, click on apply, and then we can come down here, just push that back in a little bit, Control A to reset the scale, edit mode, front, make sure we're in face mode by pressing number 3, I to inset like that, and then extrude on the X, like so. Just give it a cheeky little metallic. Let's just crank that up, pull that down. There's our metallic material. Oh, we didn't do those buttons. I can shift D on the X, and then grey, grey, grey. That one was red. That one was also red. Okay. Next we need the USB slot. So we're just going to pinch that one, shift duplicate on the X. We'll just pull that down to the appropriate size. And I think it goes somewhere, oops, like that. Maybe it goes down a little bit. And then what we can do is do another Boolean. And then voila. What we could do actually is just edit that and change that colour in there to a darker colour, just assign it so it's got a bit of shadow in there. Voila. Oh, it's I see. Voila. That's our memory card. We can get rid of that. Shift A, create a plane. In fact, we could just select all those. Just shove it up so it's sat on there. Then if you wanted to, let's just see how we're looking in there. Let's change it to EV, not EV. Let's change it to cycles. GPU, denoise. That's where we are at the moment. We're missing the Akai label there. So what we can do is change that. We'll put some different material on there. We're going to change that to an emission. Change that one to an emission. Oh, they're all in emission now. That's all good. And there we have. I would do the back. But in my scene, it's not going to be seen from that side. So there we have it. Let's just bump up the 1.25. Oh, 1.25. Yeah, I like that. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I don't have the logo for the front there. I'll correct that. Oh, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do a part 2. So this is part 1. And then in part 2, we'll do all the bits along the back. We'll put the label on. Okay. So thanks for watching part 1. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, subscribe to the channel so you know when part 2 is going up, which will probably be somewhere. Anyway, I'll catch you next time. Ta-da.